Dog straight? I think so. I think it'll work. Hi, everybody. Shelf Life 26, and I am wildly unprepared. Let's do our deep breath. Which I need. I'm exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. As you can see, I don't have my notebook. Let's see. Got my microphones from last week that I didn't need. And the books. Let's flip them around so we can all enjoy taking a gander at the books that we'll be discussing. Here we go. And I got my electrolytes. All right. Let's just do a recap of the day and where we're headed and what's going on. Oh, man. I did a LSD run, a long, slow distance. I think that LSD term is very funny. I was supposed to do 15 miles, and I wound up doing 16. It was fun, and it was chill, but I'm a little pooped. And then tomorrow, Sunday, I'm working an atrocious amount. I'm going to have, no sleep. So instead of, slamming reading today, not getting any rest, and then trying to film tomorrow, I thought, I came home from the run, and I thought my wife and my son would be home, and my wife took him to go see his BFF, and I got the house to myself. So exhausted, and I was exhausted, and then I was like, you got the house to yourself. So it was like, oh, I'll change my oil and I'll go to the dump and I got to get air for my tires. I think one of them's leaking. Oh, well, whole bunch of life stuff. And then I came home and I took a big shower. See the brain fog? Took a big shower, freshened up. I could not find my tripod because I went and I did the Dead. I did the Dead video and you guys seemed to really like that. That was fun. And yeah, I could not find my tripod for another 20 minutes. So I was just running around the house to the truck, back and forth, and it was in the truck, but it was way tucked in the back, hidden by the jack and stuff. So let's have a chat. This is Shelf Life 26, and let's see. What have we been reading? We've been reading everyone's favorite book to talk about, the most difficult thing in the whole wide world. Not true. I've heard Finnegan's Wake is just as fun. Gravity's Rainbow. This is my first edition, and I'm almost done. I wanted it to be done, but I am not done. When I was reading Lonesome Dove, I had Lonesome Dove. I was banging out 45 pages a day. That was just really easy to read, really fun to read. This thing, it's a trip. It is a trip. I'm about, let's see, I think it was 666. Yeah, I'm on page 666. So I got 94 more pages left. And while I am going to give it my best go, after that, I'm going to have a chat with AI about what's happening, and I cannot wait to go and finally watch all the other smarty pants YouTubers talk about Gravity's Rainbow and really reveal what's going on, and then get me stoked for reading it again in a very long time. But while I'm enjoying it, and while it is what are we talking about? What just happened? I get lost with who's who, what's what, but I can see what's happening to characters, and it is effed up in the best and the worst of ways. It deserves some attention. So I don't really have a whole lot of in-depth analysis. I just want you to know I am slogging through it. I am in the mud. I can see the shore, and we are trudging. It is not about just slamming pages. It's I'm paying attention, but this is a mountain to climb. So let's see. Gravity's Rainbow. We're having fun with it. And look, I didn't destroy the book, even though I'm reading it live and I'm carrying it around. Wow, first edition. reader's edition. It's not a collector's car. It's a driving car. So I'll put that there. The Power of Showing Up. That's been fun. Parenting stuff, like the self-help stuff. It's like, that was kind of my wheelhouse back in the day until I got into all of this. And then I cleared out my shelves completely. I started recollecting or reprioritizing fiction. And yeah. So I had thrown away a whole bunch of books and donated a bunch of books. It's just, I needed the space. Like, I don't know if you can see how tall that stack is. That just goes to the floor. And that's all like not going in the shelf books. But that's from back in the day. It's like art books and survival books. And what else I got? Blacksmithing stuff. I got the Flea book, the Acid, what's it called? Acid for the Children. That's pretty good. I got Tupac. Let's see. But, oh, the chair. I sit on a drum throne when I film these. Sorry, but like, I really need to rehydrate. And then after this, I'm just going to sit and play on my phone and watch some garbage TV and hopefully pass out before I got to go to work. The electrolytes. So good. All right. These were just books that were upstairs that I needed to bring down when I did this. Finished that bad boy. And we did the unshelved. That was fun. I don't know what I'm going to do for another one, but because it was so much fun and I got a whole lot of good feedback about it, I think we should do more than once a quarter for unshelved. Let me know what you think. If you have any fun ideas or something related that you've watched in the past and you're like, oh, that would be a good unshelved, let me know. I'm a one-man crew. The count. Haven't touched it at all. Do I feel bad about that? No. As ambitious as I have been, this is so much fun. And because it was written serially, I don't care how long it takes. If I do like a chapter a week and I miss a week, no sweat. I did get lost because there's tangents. I didn't know that there were so many tangents. And I picked up on I ended on a chapter and I started another chapter and it was wildly different. And I'm like, what did I miss? So I had to go back and I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing something else here apparently. But it's mainly just been Gravity's Rainbow because that needs my attention. In the past, I've been like, oh, I'm going to read, let's say like this one Monday through Wednesday, and then I'm going to read this one, and then I have a weekend book. I think this is going to be the one after Gravity's Rainbow. Has anybody read this? Celine War. I don't even know if I'm saying this right. How many pages is this? We are going for shorties when we're done. This is 109 pages. Now we're talking. 109 pages. I was thinking this or Desperate Characters. Oh, I want to talk about social media. I've had so many different accounts that I've wanted to do. It was like an art account, and then I had a personal account, and then my personal account, I kind of just shut down, and because I wanted privacy for my son, I don't like pictures out, so I kind of like made that private and just like, all right, that's for friends and family. I got rid of everyone, and then I made a public page, and that was just going to be art and the band and everything else, and now it's kind of turned into running and like all over the fucking place. Oop, potty mouth. But in the past, before I started this channel, I had dabbled in book content and like maybe I could start doing that, and then I would have self-doubt and it would be like maybe I shouldn't. If you're in that position, please start a book channel. It's awesome. These people are great, and it challenges your wits and it keeps you focused and it keeps you wanting to continue to improve and to be better at just talking books, going more analog, not necessarily analog, but just finding the written word or listening to the written word. I know there's been a lot of to-do on my profile because I made a very inflammatory video about reading and listening. I'm not going to totally get into it, but I'm going to say that they're both valid and that they're both different. They're two different actions. I understand that the brain waves, it all winds up being the same, but you can't convince me that these words are synonyms. And I made that video, and everyone's like, "You're saying it's superior." It's not superior. And by saying it's different and saying that, hey, audiobooks are awesome, and haptic reading, I don't know what it's called with Braille, and I don't even care if you say it, but and it's not like, oh, I read this, and now I'm going to say, did you read it or did you listen? Like, that's not the point. The point is, like, just there's no problem with saying I read the audio or I listened to the audio. See, I just did it right there. I listened to the audiobook, but like, you kind of detract from all the people that worked on the audiobook, the narrator, all the stuff that you can get. Like, if I read The Tunnel without the audio, I would be nothing. So I see the immense value, and I'm so happy that people who are blind are able to listen. Amazing, but nobody sees that. Everyone's like, you're an ableist. You don't know what you're talking about. You're science denial. It's exhausting, but I will die on this hill, old or not. And please send me the data. Prove me wrong. Open mind, let me know. But I cannot be like, yeah, listening and reading is the exact same thing. No, and there's a whole bunch of examples. I'm done. Where were we? So, I had made a number of old videos trying to do reviews and just show like my little book hauls with a little music, not showing any of my opinions or anything. And they did okay, but it was just like bits and pieces everywhere. So, I've re-downloaded a couple of them, and you'll see them. Just because it's like, this is good content. I'd like to share it with everybody. So if you see some old retro posts that I did and like some really choppy videos, and I'm really not taught, like I have my first one I did of Camus' The Stranger. It's terrible, but it's cool to see like where it came from and where I'm going. It was like the end of 2023 that I read that. I'll post it this week, but like complete trash, but it's fun to see. And I don't want to just delete it. So, and then, little book haul. They didn't have anything at the little library. I always check when I go running. I scored the Toni Morrison Paradise. You all know that. Back in the day, I used to read a lot of occult books and Aleister Crowley books, and what was the other one? A lot of like stuff that looked like medieval woodcut witch stuff. I was really into it. And I have a buddy who's also very into it. If I ever had a guest on this show, it would be him. His name is John, and he works at a very small book reselling distribution thing, just by chance. And I like, you see the big book places, and I'm assuming he has like the bins, but it's like a small family thing, and they do like bundles on eBay, and he will always come across something. Every time I see him, he comes across something. He's like, hey, I got this for you. So he got me the Mystical Kabbalah. See this? I've never read this. I've seen this. Oh, there we go. I've seen this a bunch of times. I've never really looked this one up. Let's see. There's some annotations in here. A whole bunch of stuff highlighted. I think it's cool. But this was definitely like something I used to read way back in the day, like top tier. And that was cool to see again. And it's nice to have something like that again, fresh, that used to be on my old school TBR, and then that TBR kind of died, and then look what just happened to make its way back onto my shelves. In the past, probably out of like that genre of books, just a recommendation, the best one that I ever read was The Kybalion, written by the Three Initiates. I don't know if it was disproved or anything or what, but it goes through like these 7 laws of like the law of gender, the law of polarity. I forget what they all are. and it refers to the all. And that was a short book, but I really, really like that. It went to like universalism and physics and pendulum, like it was sweet. So there we go. What else do I got for you guys? Anything? This one was I knew it was gonna be short and sweet, and I didn't have any whole bunch of details. Gave you a little bit of a life update. It was fun to spitball with you guys. Yeah, I'm ready to be done with Gravity's Rainbow. I want to say next week we're going to be talking about Gravity's Rainbow after I watched a whole bunch of stuff, and I could tell you all the fun stuff that I missed, but we're not going to do spoilers. I'm too far removed from like the in-depth analysis of this book to really do that, but I could definitely probably convince you to start reading it. Guys, I think that's it. Yeah, keep reading whatever you want, whether it's cool or not cool. I really don't care. Listen or read or consume the material however you choose, and it is very awesome that you're doing that. Yeah, that's it. Look out for more little snippets of old stuff that I've done. I'll try to give a couple of my little truck talk thoughts again. But aside from that, y'all have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. And that's it. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I'm trying to blow this channel up. I don't know how. And if you know how, let me know. I'll take all the advice I can get. So thank you. Bravo. Look at that. Under 20 minutes. I'm out.